What's up, y'all? You're now tapped in with the Stamper podcast. Hope all is well. Hope all is well and profitable. I have a very special guest in the building, someone who I admire, someone who I respect, is doing very great things in the notary business. And so I want to get her on here today and talk about her experiences with her recent success and everything. And her name is Shanice, owner of S&S Notary. How you doing today, Shanice?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I appreciate you for jumping on the show today. I know you have a very, very busy schedule, so I appreciate you taking time out of the day to talk to us and share your story with the audience.
Yes.
Excellent. So before we get started, how's the day going so far? Any new appointments booked? Is your phone blown off the hook?
Yeah. So when I was getting ready to log in, I was getting some appointments.
And it's funny because I do a lot of research scrolling on social media, and I come those notaries on Facebook complaining about I'm not getting any new business, or is your phone ringing? But your phone is still ringing. I've been blessed to be able to see the appointments coming in. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. And so, just starting off, just tell the people, about yourself, a little bit about your background and who you are.
Well, so I started in the medical field. I was in the medical field for 11 years, and I saw a lot of things I wasn't pretty happy with, and I wanted to get away from it. And what happened was I actually had a loan sign agent come to my office to do my refinance. And she was telling me all about loan signing and gave me her card and everything. And so I was like, okay, that's something I can do. I already do paperwork. So that would be something good for me. But I didn't even actually go into it for about another 2 years. So about another 2 years, and I lost the lady card, so I couldn't call her to inquire about it. So I started getting on YouTube and looking at it. I was seeing all these stories, and so I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and give it a try. And then so COVID-19, hit, and so I was so last year, actually in August, I had to make a decision. It was just like, you got to get the vaccine, or you got to go, or you get the religious exemption. So I got approved for the religious exemption. And then in December of last year, I got an email stating that they overturned my approved exemption, and that I had 5 days to get the Johnson & Johnson, or I was going to be put on administrative leave without pay. Yep.
Oh.
So I was like, how are you going to tell me which one to get now? Right.
Right.
Got to be Johnson & Johnson. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with them because of, the stuff with baby powder.
Yeah.
So I didn't want them. So I went home crying because I was just like, I didn't want to get the vaccine because of what happened to people I personally know.
Yeah.
And so I was scared. I had anxiety about it. And so I went home, got on my computer, looked at all three, like which one I'm gonna get. And then I just pushed myself away from the computer, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm very spiritual. So I started praying. I was like, God, if my notary stamps come today, it's a wrap. I'm walking. And I wasn't supposed to get my stamps for another week. And I kid you not, Nathaniel, I went outside after that prayer and my stamps was right there. And I was so scared. I was just like, wait a minute, God, hold up.
Yeah.
That was a little too fast for me. And then I was like, wait, am I really ready to do this?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, well, I prayed about it, and here it is.
Right.
And so I started it.
Right. If you ain't prepared for it, don't ask for it.
Right. Because I sure was scared after that. I was like, wait, is you telling me this, Lord? Is this what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I appreciate you for sharing that. Yeah, 2020 was like the oddest year ever. It seems like it seems like we're in a whole new world since that time. It's like anything past, anything before that is like a blur. It's like a whole new world that we living in, right? So with that said, man, you got your commission, you got your stamp. What was that early beginning like for you in business? Like trying to get educated, get the training, and just surround yourself with the right people. What was that process like?
So I was staying up all night on YouTube. I didn't went to sleep on the computer, on my phone, hit me in the face because I fell asleep looking at stuff. Yeah. And then I had only at the time, like one friend who called me constantly.
Yeah.
Her name is Shauna. She's the owner of Shauna Financial Services. She does credit repair. So she was talking to me because you do need a support system because it does get a little lonely.
Yeah.
And so I did end up hiring a mentor, but I would say make sure when you hire a mentor, it's like y'all connect, because that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And excuse me. So I ended up leaving that person, and I just kept surrounding myself with people who support me, people who had the knowledge and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that's important, to surround yourself with the right people, putting yourself in the right environments, because in the beginning, this is scary. Like I said, especially if you don't know anyone like in your family or have any friends that's actually done this before, right? So
right.
It could definitely be a scary beginning. Do you had come from a background of entrepreneurs, family members that had their own business? And did you have anyone who you can lean on them as far as the experiences that they've gone through?
Well, my cousin Carmelita, I was able to lean on her. We don't have too many that I know. We do have big family, but I don't know a lot of my family. Yeah. I just know my intermediate ones. And so Carmelita was the only one who, she did her PNC signature cakes. So she does cakes and candies. And so I was able to reach out to her. And she gave me some good insight. And when I was feeling down, I know who to call because she would get me right together.
Yeah. Okay. So starting off in the notary business, what were some of the, did you go into it focusing on general notary work? Was
loan
you
signing.
Focusing also loan signing? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's loan signings is the most known popular service that you can pretty much offer in a notary business. Well, I mean, like I said, it's the most popular, most known anyway. What what attracted you to loan signings in general?
To be honest, it may sound weird, but just the paperwork, because I'm so used to handling paperwork, and I was just like, this is just something I can do. Yeah. And the crazy part though, when I did first start, I actually had got my first signing last year. What was it, on the Christmas Eve was when I got my first signing, but I didn't even know I had got the notification because I'm too busy trying to do my don't be laughing at me. I was too busy trying to get a professional email and look and do business stuff. So I was just I didn't even look at my personal one. And so it was Signature Closers who sent it to me. And I was just like, oh shoot, by the time I looked at it, I mean, shoot, is after Christmas. So after that, I called them though, and they just put me in their system, and then they gave me my actual first signing, which was on the 6th of January of this year.
Shout out to your follow-up. Shout out to the follow-up. I think that's what holds most notaries in the beginning, to hold them back as well. I think they got to have this need to be perfect. Oh, I got to have the right email. I got to have the website. I got to have my business cards. I got to have the logo. And truth be told, you actually don't even need all that stuff in the beginning. You just need to actually just sign up. If your goal is to actually do loan closings, you just need to sign up for the directories and just let people know, hey, I'm in the business. If you ever need a notary, please keep me top of mind. And as you go on, you get business, right? Then, you start implementing those things in place. Okay, maybe I need to clean a few things up. Let me get this website. Let me make sure I get this taken care of. Because I've seen some notaries, they set up a free Google page, and that's that. They just got a free website that they got from Google, and that's pretty much all they need. I actually know a person who I was actually going to hire for it. I was going to actually hire this notary in Memphis, and I'm going through his website. I'm thinking when I first seen his page, it said he had 120 reviews. I'm like, okay, what is he doing?
Right.
I go to this notary website. He just has a free Google website. I said, wow, he ain't did nothing fancy. He just set up a free website, but the service is what's going to make you stand apart, as opposed to the bells and the whistles, the websites and all that different stuff, right? So,
and you saw those reviews. See,
120.
Those reviews help. They help.
Yeah, 120 reviews is definitely nothing to sneeze at, right? So,
right.
Absolutely. So, talk about what were some of those early challenges for you in the beginning of your notary career?
Well, I would say I was getting some signings, and I say my challenges was I was in my own way.
Yeah.
And I was scared because they were sending me orders for same days. And I was like, I haven't did a loan signing yet. I'm not about to do one the same day. right?
Right.
And so they just kept sending them. I'm like, no. So this is gonna sound crazy, but I took a signing that was 3 hours away, 3 hours, and you don't even want to know how much the pay was.
Might as well, you brought it up. You might as well say it.
$90. So it was $90 and it was 3 hours away. But I'm gonna tell you why I took it. I took it because I was able to look over the docs the day before I had to go do the signing. And so that's why I did it. And I was like, I ain't never did one again after that. But
Right.
so that's why I did, because I was so scared to do it. Even though you have all this training and all that, you still get scared, like when it comes to your first one.
Yeah.
And so I drove all the way 3 hours away. So that's 6 hours in my day because I had to come back. And then when I drive there, I get to a bank. I didn't know it was going to be a bank signing. So now I'm sweating. I'm like, oh God, they gonna know I'm new. They gonna know. I'm like, they gonna know I'm new. I can't do this. So then I called my friend Shauna, and like she's talking me through, like, calm down, Shanice, you're gonna do great. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And then I'm early because I always like being early.
Yeah.
So I'm just stressing my own self out. So I walk in there, I let them know that I'm here. And so they was like, oh, pick any desk you want to sit at. And of course, I picked the biggest one. Okay, I like that desk. But so the lady, the manager came in and she was like, you know, you scared my staff. I said, what do you mean? And she was like, they thought you was an auditor about to audit them. And I was like, oh, because we both were scared, because what I was thinking in my head, so it was pretty cool. But I did the signing. The lady thought I was a signing agent for a long time. So that was a plus. And I had no errors. So I was like, I can do this. So after that, I was like, I missed out on all that money, but not doing it when I was like, it was so easy.
Yeah. In the beginning, like you said, it's kind of scary because, like I said, because loan closings, you really got to be perfect. Can't miss anything at all. You know, you definitely don't want to get that post-closing email. You definitely want to get the email. It's like, hey, you missed something here. It's like, oh man, that's even more stressful. Ooh, it's a great thing you did do that, because imagine having to drive 3 hours back just to correct correct the documents, right? Man, so thank God you got that right.
Yes.
You know, but you also said something that was important as well, where you said you was some of your early challenges was just getting out of your own way.
Yes.
That's something that I dealt with initially as well. True story. When I first started, I got my signing agent certification. And I decided, you know, I didn't want to take on any signings until I got the right printer. Because for some reason, I bought a single tray printer and I didn't want to get a request in case I had a signing where I had to print out legal docs. I'm like, oh, I don't want to, you know, I want to get a signing where I got to print out legal docs only. So I think like for the first 2 months of the business, I was like, no, I'm gonna wait till I get my actual dual tray laser printer. And then after a while, I was like, you know what, let me just, the next signing that comes in, I'm gonna just accept it, because I was already working. I think I mentioned this before. I used to work as a security guard, working graveyard shift. So I used to spend a lot of my nights just studying the guides. You know, just studying specific documents, knowing the terminology of the documents, because I wanted to be as prepared as possible. You know, once I get to the signing table. And so, preparation and it's getting out of my own way in general. Once I got to that signing table, I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And once you actually complete the first signing, you know, it's not bad. You know, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as you think that initially was going to be.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Well, I had a one trade in the beginning too. So I went to Notary Rotary, to where they have that page separator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yes, I wasn't even on game at that point. I was just in my own way in general. So, talking about the training, what was that process like as far as training goes? Were you just staying up all night, just watching YouTube? Did you do any mock trainings? Like, what were some of the things that you did to help you prepare for that moment?
So I did do a mock training with my mentor. I did. Yeah. And so that was cool. And then like I just went over, because I took the NNA signing agent course. So I took that one, and then so I was just going over what I had already read.
All right. So
and then I did have my stickies. My first 5.
Definitely gotta have the stickies.
I had them stickies. Like, I'm here. I even had the one that said notarized here.
Yeah. So it's important to have that. I said, no, it's important to have that, especially in the beginning, because, you know, you're dealing with, I mean, for most people, they're not, you know, you're not accustomed to dealing with 150 pages of paperwork. Like, you're not right off, I mean, offhand, you're not going to know what documents need to be signed. And, you know, especially for those, I remember in the beginning, like, what was a document where, well, now it's called the, no, it's the 1003 form, or the Uniform Residential Application Form. In the that document, well, they changed it now, but at the very bottom, it's very easy to miss those initials, like very easy. So I would have moments myself where I'm putting the sticky notes in the areas where it needs to be notarized or what signatures need to be signed. But then I'm getting an email saying, "Hey, you missed the initial there." And I'm like, "Wait, I just triple checked these documents. I did not see that spot to where you got to initial it." So yeah, those sticky flags, those notes, yeah, they're definitely going to help you to avoid missing those specific spots that need to be signed on the documents.
Right. And especially like what I did a Flagstar closing. And so like their font and everything is like a little different and I don't like it. But so it's like their initials is like in like the middle of the page. But on the first one, because you know you have to do it twice. So the first one was at the top. So I'm flipping, trying to find it. I'm like, where is it? But I made it my business to stay there until I found it because I was like, wait, I got to find where it's at because I know it should be another one. So it's like when you start to know that what's supposed to be required, it makes it easier too.
Yeah.
Because all of the like docs from different, like they're the same, you know, sometimes they're worded differently or they're in a different spot. They're the same. So if you know it's supposed to be those initials, like once you're used to doing the signings, like just make sure you find them before you send it off.
Facts. Yeah. That's a fact there. So let's transition into like say the success you've been having with your business, right? I think like we were talking about, you know, our conversation we were having before the show started. You know, a lot of notaries I come across on Facebook and these groups, and they always complaining. It's like, oh, I'm not getting enough business. Hey guys, is anyone getting any new signings coming in? Is your phone ringing? My phone has been pretty dry lately. There's not enough loan closings for everybody, or the snapdots or the algorithm is choosing the top notaries. Like they have all these reasons as to why they're not getting business.
Why you're not the top notary?
Right. But for you, on the other hand, your phone is still ringing. Like you're still continuing to get new business coming in. And that was proof when you posted that video. I think it was on TikTok.
On my calendar.
Yeah. So your calendar shows that not only you booked and busy, but you productive as well. So let's talk about, you know, despite, you know, interest rates being as high as it's been, how have you been able to continue to bring in new business despite the current environment of our economy?
Well, people are still going to refinance with these high interest rates because they need the money. A lot of them are still pulling out even though it's high. Because some people don't want to do the HELOC and have a second loan, you know? And so they are still refinancing. But my thing is HELOCs are still loan closings, right? So it's like, if you ain't getting refinances, you should definitely be getting at least HELOCs because they on an all-time high. Like when I posted my calendar, like all those were HELOCs except for 4 refinances. And it's just like, I feel like how I've been successful with it is because like I make sure that when you give me your signing, like it's going to be error free. So how I do it is like, and I'll go into about the fee, how they're saying, oh, $62 or $75. Like we need to band together, right? And just not take these signings or whatever. I know you had a pet peeve about that over there, but I feel like this is my strategy. So I only took one for 62 to get into that company, but I really didn't like how they worked. So I just never took it again. Didn't complain. I just like, I'm not accepting it. But like, so I have accepted like 75 and 90, but what I do is I go in there for their fee. I do 10 closings, error free. I make sure they get their docs on time so they can fund on time. And then after that, I up my fee. And they're going to give it to me. Why? Because they know, if I give it to SNS Notary, they ain't going to have no problems, right? And so you got to have that. And it's just like most people are either coming late to their signings or they're having errors or they wasn't dressing professional. And so because those companies, they do ask the clients like how you work. I didn't even know that until a lady told me, oh, I gave you the top-notch review, like Title 365 sent me something to review you and you were great. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like sometimes you have to just think about like, what are you doing? Are you in your way? Are you stopping yourself from getting a higher fee or getting more calls?
Yeah.
Because it could be something you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, if you don't want to take the fee, like either, oh, sorry, hold on. Staying in one spot in the office. So it's like, if you don't want to take that fee, you should like try to negotiate. And if they don't want to negotiate, you just don't accept the signing.
Yeah.
And like, so, and then I also like how I get repeated business too, is once I'm at the signing table and they love you, right?
Yeah.
Then it's just like, they're going to refer you. So I did a closing with a signing service for a guy, and he totally loved me, right? He loved me. So when he was doing his other house, he was selling that one, and he told the loan officer for that one, he was like, I'm only going to do my signing with Shanice, and that's it. He was like, so here's her number and you call her. And so the guy called me, loan officer called me, and he was like, I won't say the guy's name, but I'll just say, let's say Jamal. Jamal said he only wants to work with you, and can you do this signing for us? And I'm like, I'm thinking it's about to be a seller packet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I can do this signing. And then he was like, well, it's only a grant deed. He said, you only need to sign one paper. I was like, I'm only notarizing one paper. And he was like, what's your fee? And I was like, $125. And I don't know why I said 125, but I said it was on my head. And then when it came out of my mouth, I was like, ooh, I was like, he ain't gonna accept that. And the crazy part is when I went to say something different, he was like, okay, that's fine. He was like, send me an invoice. And then he was like, I don't have any other notaries in your area. He was like, can I keep your contact? And I was like, yes. And that's how that happened. And then, so I just been getting more signings that way, because I feel like if you're doing a great job and you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's going to come back to you.
So you mean to tell me there's no secret sauce to getting more signings? It's nothing more to it than that?
No, I don't think so. No, it's not. It's just, you just got to be great at what you do.
Nice.
You know, and that's how I feel. And then, like I said, that's how I negotiate my fee too. It's just like, I'll give you the fee you want. I give you 10. After that 10, I'm upping my fee. And then after that 10, I'm gonna up it until you gonna tell me I can't up it no more.
Yeah.
Because I just did a equity for 130 from a signing service. They gave me $130 for doing an equity, and it only took me 20 minutes. So that's what I took, 20 minutes to do an equity, because it was only an equity. It was only 48 pages, and I only notarized 2.
You only notarized 2 pages?
Yes. And that's it.
20 minutes.
20 minutes to sit there, talk to them, and explain the docs, and that was it. And it was from a signing service.
I want to say that's and I hope the folks, you know, when they start watching this, like, to really pay attention to what you're saying. You say you're gonna give them 10 signings first. I'm gonna do 10 signings. I'm gonna provide the best service possible. Make sure I'm on time. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss any signatures, initials, dates, anything of that nature. And after those first 10,
I'm upping my fee.
I'm upping my fee after the first 10. So I think that's an absolute great strategy. And the one thing I like, and also in addition to that, you're just doing the basics. Like, you're not doing anything you're not doing something that another notary can't do, right? But
correct.
You know, just keep it things as simple as possible. Like, if you just do the basics and you do that very well, like, you will start to see your phone start to ring more often than usual. Because again, those folks that are complaining, that saying, oh, I'm not getting enough business. Well, instead of, you know, blaming the market, instead of blaming the signing service or the title company, you may want to take a look in the mirror. You may want to find out what is it about my process that's not what is it about my process that's not working? What is it that I'm doing that's causing me not to get the type of business that I feel like I deserve, right? So I appreciate you for sharing that. Just do the basics, and the rest is going to work itself out.
Right. And then you can do like and then follow up too. Also, like I follow up more with the borrows, actually, because like I became like a few of my clients family notary now. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and let them know at the table what else you provide.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that some of them, when you're at the signing table, they think that's all you do is loan docs. That's it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you can sign this. Oh, you can do all this other stuff. It's like, yeah, I can do it all.
Yeah. I've had that happen to me quite a few times.
They really think that's all you are able to do. So let them know what your services are before you leave that table.
Facts.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me quite a few times. Just recently, I want to say yesterday, I had a former client or a former signer that was refinancing docs. I want to say earlier this year. Mm-hmm. He reached out to him. I guess he's purchasing a property in Idaho or Iowa somewhere, and he called me. It was like, hey, I just recently closed on the property. I know you came by our house before to notarize documents, just see if you had any availability. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Right.
And what also what people, I don't think what folks realize, or what notaries in general realize too, is if you actually service the client well, just like you said, they will follow up with you to say, ask if you have any availability for another signing. Because the reason why he needed a notary, and the reason why he ended up calling me is because the title company that he's going through, they leave it up to the client, they leave it up to the signer to find a notary.
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect.
Right. And then, like I said, on that, and then when if you leave it up to them to find, you leave it, if it's up to them, then that's when you can increase your fee. Yes. Where, like I said, you may have gotten $85 on that first time around, but because you're getting it directly from him, then you can say, okay, I can command 175, or I can command 200, or possibly 250 for the signing, right? Mm-hmm. They're not gonna sneeze at it either due to the amount of documents that's inside the package anyway. So,
right.
Service the client well, service the signer well. And I'm willing to bet that you're going to position yourself to be to get their business again.
Mm-hmm. And I'll give you some tips too about the when you're so for loan signing agents, right? Because we get to see those birthdays, right? So what I do is I have like an Excel sheet. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm going through my docs, I'll put their name and their birthday in there, right? And I already have their number. And so when it's their birthday, I will send them a happy birthday. So sometimes I'm like, oh, for your birthday month, you can have a free notarization. Or if you want to give them like a $5 gift card, like it just keeps you always in their mind.
Yeah. That's a bar. Yeah, find out what their birthday is. Send them a like a quick email or shoot them a quick text. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, hey, happy birthday. Those are just the little things like that that's gonna keep you top of mind.
Right.
Just a little stuff like that's gonna keep you top of mind. So yeah, I appreciate that. You sharing a lot of gems right now. Well, what I want to transition into is you also have a speaking event. Like you have an event that's coming up.
Yes.
It's the CEO Wellness event.
Yes.
Please tell us a little bit about this event. What was and the purpose of this event as well.
Well, so I wanted to do this event to help business owners who are like struggling like with depression and failure. Because once you have these goals and you fail, right? And then you don't have that support. So it goes into depression, then it goes into fear because now you're too scared to do it again or try again. And so that's what like the base of it is. It's like us all coming together as business owners and helping and supporting each other and trying to change our mindset, because you change your mindset, you change your life. And so that's what it's for. And so I'm even going to have like a mental health speaker there to help us. We're all going to share like things that we went through and what we accomplished, and and then we're going to do like a little yoga, try to help you relieve that stress. And it's going to be food there, prizes. I just want us to be in a good judge-free zone to where we can just share things and help each other out. That's what it's for.
So I appreciate you for sharing the reason why you are starting this event. Is this actually your first event that you're pulling off?
It is. It's my first event, so I'm nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a speaker up there as well. So
yes, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. This is actually going to be my first speaking engagement as well. So when you asked me, I was like, of course. Yeah, I definitely would welcome the opportunity to do it. Yeah, your mental health is very important, especially as an entrepreneur. We deal with so much throughout the day. We're pretty much hunters at the end of the day. Like we out here, we're putting ourselves out here to the world, like, so it's not an easy thing to deal with, especially if in the beginning where you have this expectation where you feel like you should be at a certain level in your business, or you should be generating this much, this many amount of clients. And when you don't, execute, and it doesn't actually swing in your favor, that can have some, some impact on you. If you're not if you don't have the right mindset, if you're not coming from a state of, just being patient, just on mastering your craft and doing those daily things that need to be done, so that way you can position yourself to continue to get new business moving forward. So when is the event? We'll drop the date. When
so it's August 13th. It's a Saturday, and it's from 1 to 5, and it is going to be at the BBB building. Okay, so that's the Better Business Bureau building in Rancho Cordova.
Y'all make sure y'all tap in. Tickets available, right? The ticket is the tickets available right now?
Yes, they're available. So the link will be in my bio. Yeah.
That bet. All right. Well, with the besides yours truly, what other speakers are we gonna have at the event? Who can the people expect to see up there?
So we'll have Phil Shannon of Legal Shield. He will be there. And we'll also have Cam, the notary queen. So she'll also be there. Yes.
Shout out to Cam. Well, she's the apostille queen.
Yes.
No, well, actually now she's the apostille whisperers. The whisperer.
Okay, yeah.
The apostille whisperer. Yeah, shout out to Cam.
Yes. And then we'll have Christina, and she is going to talk about the mental health. Like, so she also specializes in like marriage counseling, childhood traumas. And so, yes, I'm so excited to have her there.
Man, you got a dope lineup. Ooh, yeah, y'all got to sign up. This is going to be a really dope event. I'm definitely looking forward to this, like I said, because this will be my first speaking engagement. I never got a chance to, get in front of people, tell my story. I mean, I've spoken in front of people before, but like on a professional level, this is something I haven't done before. So I'm welcoming the opportunity to do this. And again, I appreciate you for, just keeping me in mind and say, hey, I would love to have you come by and speak. So I don't take that for granted.
Yes. But thank you too.
Yeah, that definitely. So just wrapping up, one question I always like to ask notary entrepreneurs is, where do you see SNS Notary in the next 5 to 10 years?
I see us nationwide. I want to have buildings in like Texas, Atlanta, Florida. I want to be all over.
You're gonna start your own notary agency. Yes. I like that. I like that. I think more notaries should do that. I think more notaries should do that. And the reason why is because one thing they don't talk about at starting a notary agency is like you get to cherry pick. You get to cherry pick which appointments you want and which ones you can't actually do. So that's a benefit to doing that. And then also like the country is your client base. You're not limited to just one specific region, a couple of counties that you can work in. Like the entire country is your region, is your client base, and you have more opportunities that come your way. There's no jurisdictions on where you can operate. And also, you don't need a certification to start your own notary agency, y'all. So y'all might want to look into starting one today. So tell the people where they can find you. Where can the people tap in with you so they can learn more about Shanice and how they can request your services?
So you can go to my website at www.s-snotary.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram at ssnotary LLC.
Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. The CEO Wellness event. Make sure y'all tap in, reserve your spot today, because we don't know, registration may close soon. So
right,
you might want to get your tickets, y'all. Wrapping up, make sure y'all tap in with the Stampin Academy, the one and only weekly live classes. Get access to our private community. We got 10 plus hours, probably even more, recorded sessions, teach you how to perform apostilles, how to start your own notary agency, how to book loan closings, how to work with estate planning attorneys so you can book estate plan signings as well. Make sure you are enrolled today. Also, the great thing about the program is we're one of the only programs out here that will teach you how to provide these services, and we also put money in your pocket by hiring you for specific signings as well. So make sure y'all click the link. Make sure y'all tap in with the Academy. I want to give a special thanks again to my guest Shanice for blessing us with her presence today on the Stamper Podcast. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. Make sure you tap in with our Patreon as well. We got exclusive content on the way, so be on the lookout for that as well. And until next time, y'all, peace.